it.
No, it's definitely precarious. Same thing, 4 knees. 2 sets of 2 knees on it.
There's only like 3 of them. And
I think I saw.
He says this is the only one he's ever seen that's still got the original wood on it. One first, and then he contacted me about that one, and I said, I'll take it.
Okay, so we left Carthus and we're on our way to Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. It's an hour and a half away. We're driving southwest, and we're going to do another pickup outside Hollidaysburg, and then keep going through Pittsburgh, go through Ohio. We have 3 pickups around the Cleveland, Akron, Ohio area, and then we're going to drive as far as we can to the Indiana border. We have 2 pickups in Indiana tomorrow, and then that'll be it. So we're almost done. So he picked it up, or it came in with the house or something.
Oh no, he picked it up probably just like at an auction or yard sale or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Buy it.
No, it's definitely precarious. But I've seen these ski bob where it's just you sit down like this, but this one has handlebars.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of a ski bob where it's just you put your feet on it, but this one has handlebars. So that is really cool. So we just left Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. We're on our way to Ohio. We have 3 pickups left in the Akron area, Akron, Cleveland area. And then we should be wrapping up at about 5 or 6. And then we're going to head to Indiana and we'll see how far we can get. All right, we are just outside of Akron, Ohio, and we picked up this steerable Art Deco type sled, and you can see on there, it needs to be cleaned up. It's a Streamline clipper, and it has the boy's name, Jay Rudolph or Randolph. I have never seen one up close. I've only seen 2. This one and another one that was for sale 1 or 2 years ago, but it was completely covered in paint. And that, I could not find that anymore. I don't know if she took it down or sold it, but this is a pretty rare sled. If you own one of these, please let us know in the comments, because I have never seen one before. And this one was made by the C.J. Johnson Sled Company, 1935. Up there it is, Streamline clipper. I haven't found a patent for it, but it's 1935. Same thing, 4 knees. 2 sets of 2 knees on it. Now we are going to pick up Lightning Guider Bob, and that's going to be in Akron itself. And then after that, we will head west as far as we can until we get to the Indiana border, see how far we can go. All right, this is what we picked up. It's a Lightning Guider Bob, and this is made by Standard Novelty Works, the makers of Lightning Guider sleds in Duncannon, Pennsylvania. These are pretty rare. I have 2 others, but they don't really have any writing on them. I know that they made them in 3 sizes. I'd have to look at my notes. This is either the mid-size or the large one. There might be one larger, I don't know. But as far as we know, there are 3 different sizes. And it steers, if you look here, it just has 1 bar going down the center. That is the steering mechanism. Just that bar. So that's how it steers. Pretty simple. All right, we're gonna repack everything because I went over a bump and everything got thrown off. So we're gonna repack everything and then head out and drive as far as we can to Indiana. This is the Bendix Racer right here. I will show that once we get in. Yeah, this fog is really bad, so we are gonna call it quits for tonight. I mean, it's terrible. And I pulled off the highway, but it's pretty bad. Okay, we are in Kendallville, Indiana, and we just did our last, second to last pickup on the trip. It was about a 2-hour drive, really windy, but we made it. And this is what we just picked up. It's a safety sled. Very lightweight. And it has, this rail here has a little divot in the rail. That's new. I haven't seen that before. Very, very nice.
He says, I think there's only like 3 of them. And
I think he
says this is the only one he's ever seen that's still got the original wood on it.
I saw something like that for sale in Colorado, but I think it was even on eBay. It was a group of sleds. Anyways, yeah. That is cool. So that is a kid's bobsled or a one-man bobsled, or?
I'm almost thinking it's a one-man bobsled. It's got to be from the late 40s, right after the war, the design of it.
And there's, so you would go head first on there? Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to lay down. So you would be laying down underneath it's unbelievable.
Did you look up the company or figure out?
Could never find nothing on the thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Somebody partitioned it off, and I think the original people cut hair in this room because there was a sink over here. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm just gonna
make it a little display area.
Yeah.
This is
the one that you'd seen that one, the hand-built one.
Yeah, this is crazy. That's made out of a spring from a truck.
But it's not a truck. I think it's like a buggy spring. But back in the day, they had the Popular Mechanics magazines, and they always had an article of how to build something, do it yourself.
Right.
And those were the plans that were used, and I never could find the original paperwork, from one of the magazines. I would love to find the one, but it's got to be dated, with 100 years ago, I'm guessing. It's pretty primitive.
And this is the snow clipper, huh?
Yeah, that's the one I just got from that guy.
I mean, it looks...
It's another probably hand-built back in the day, but I kind of like, 100.
No, it's really cool. It may have been made in a short run in some town or something. You know what I mean?
Possibly, yeah. So he pulled the pin out of it and stuff, and he's like, I had a hard time getting things apart. And so when I got it, it was already apart, and I drilled the holes out just enough where clearance everything so I could put it back together easier. Yeah. And then you said you'd never seen one of those little ones. I think that come out of France.
This one? No.
Yeah, that little one.
Who would ride on that?
I don't know. If some little tiny kid would. I mean, it looks like it was.
That is crazy.
It's definitely old. The way it's designed and stuff.
And you said it came out of France?
I think that's where I bought the thing from. It was online. I was just kind of searching.
I mean, I don't know how. I have a kid that's bigger than that, and she's 7.5 months. Maybe they're really small in France. I don't know.
But I mean, you gotta kind of have some balance and stuff.
Who knows?
This one come out of Germany.
Yeah, I've seen these. I've seen one in, I think it's in Kentucky. So neat
because it's got the handbrake on. Well, there's dual handbrakes on the rear of it, and the steering. It does look suicidal.
And this is a bow runner. I wonder who made that.
Came out of Maine. We were at an antique shop.
It might be. Maine. It might be Paris, because it has the way that the shoes wrap around there, and also the design. It yeah, it just looks like Paris. This is an almost perfect.
Well, this one
Flexi
was
Racer,
actually
right?
used. I bought both of them from the same guy in Georgia. Now, this one had been used a little bit, but the other one was NOS that had never been ridden. And
Really?
I've still got the original box with that one. So the
Really?
guy had
This
that
one?
one for like 30 some years. And back in the 80s, he took it out of the box and put it together. And he's had it for like 35 years on display in his house. So then he sold me this one first, and then he contacted me about that one, and I said,
Right.
I'll take it. And then I found some original paper.
I
from
didn't know that they.
1949.
I didn't know that they had black
Yeah.
hubcaps on there.
Well, there's the ad right there, the original ad from 1949.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah. So they
I did
made
not
two
know
different
that.
styles. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the red wheels had the black, and then the one with the blue wheels had the red.
Right.
But they're both pristine. That one's never been ridden, and this one is like really mint.
That's
I was
cool.
excited just to get that.
Yeah. And then this is a
It's got the old
what is it
swans
called? This
on
is
them.
Hunhelm and Ferris.
Okay.
Is it? I think.
It's got
It's
those-
It looks like dragon heads. Let me.
or dragon heads on it. Or is it the swans?
It looks like a dragon.
Could be. I did have the original article on those. That's a little more popular one.
Yeah. And then this guy.
This thing is so unique. The little
Yeah,
scooter.
it looks
the little
like,
snow scooter. It's from the 20s. I'm pretty sure it's from the 20s.
I have one called a Skeeter.
Yeah.
It's similar to it,
I was kind of looking up the pictures.
and
of that
somebody,
thing. And
the friend of mine in
is this the
Pennsylvania.
one of yours that I pulled the picture up?
No, there's another one. Another
Oh,
Skeeter.
there was another. Oh, yeah, this.
Skeeter.
Oh, the Skeeter. This one here.
You know it. The runners
They're
feel
long
the
like
same.
that.
Yeah, but they just look.
Oh, so it's not a tri. It's got the runners on it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That come out of I want to think Maine or Massachusetts. The lady was from out there, and I saw it on the marketplace, and I said it'd been on there for like a month. And I said, "Would you ship that?" "Oh yeah." So she put it in the box, and
That is pretty cool. No, I've never seen that.
now this one come out of Mark Miller collection. This was in a museum out in Park City, Utah, and it's the only known original prototype.
Who is the Mark Miller collection?
He's from out in Utah, but that's a article about. You can
Antique
look it
wooden
up.
skis. Okay.
So right there, yeah, he's got a huge ski collection, snow ski. This was in his collection. It's a prototype snowboard from the 1800s, and he had wrote in there what the thing was and where it came.
What 1800s, huh?
Yeah, and it's still got all the original buckles and everything on this thing.
Wow.
This is so primitive. It's the only one I've ever seen. It's probably the earliest known.
Yeah, and it folds.
Yeah.
So we just left my buddy's house in Decatur, Indiana, and unfortunately my phone died when we were filming. But I think we got most of some of the pieces that he had in his collection. So now we are on our way to Zionsville. We're going to pick up a sled there, and then we're going to turn north and head back to Chicago. It's been a long trip, and I think we're going to be able to make it there by 6 p.m. I don't know if you can hear that, but this wind is blowing this box truck all over the road. Okay, in this box is an uber rare sled. It's the only one I've seen in this size, but it is packed up, and I will open it up once we get back to the house. Okay, we're almost home. almost home. Thank you, Lord, for bringing me home safely. And I think my family might be waiting at the window for me. Yes, they are. Hi, beautiful. You want to take some video? Oh, my beautiful girl. By the way, I lost 4 pounds in the last week. These fuckers are heavy. There's the last number 6. Okay guys, we're in my garage right now and I thought I would give you a quick tour of everything that we picked up. We're gonna start with these Flying Yankees. These ones I picked up. They were the first pickup that I did. I bought them as part of a lot in out in Oxford, Maine, from an antique dealer out there. And I think we did go to his antique store, so this is where I picked these 2 up. These guys are exactly the same, and I have one of them in my basement as well. And they are beautiful. I love them, and they're really hard to find. They're not as hard to find in Maine, so I decided to pick up both of them. They were reasonably priced. And here we have an old Speedway, and you can see it says Paris Manufacturing Company on it with the swan. It has a wood bumper on it, and that is quite old, quite rare. And here's that Lightning Guider Bob, and I have a couple of them, but I do not have them with any scroll work on it. So this is the first one that I have that actually has the scroll work. That is a pretty rare sled. We've got an American Ace here. I'm fairly certain this was also made by Standard Novelty Works in Duncannon, Pennsylvania. Right behind it we have a Bendix Racer. That was the one right there. You can see there's a Bendix Racer. That was the one I showed you that we picked out of Ohio. This is the Speedster, the really rare Speedster that Brian showed you at the beginning of that first pickup. And then here's that giant cutter, adult cutter. It's almost as tall as a 6. I would say it's 6.5 feet tall. We've got some old Lightning Guiders here. We have one Lightning Guider. This one is probably 1915 or 1910. We have another Speedway. That's also a very rare sled. We have this green sled with the handles on it. That one we picked up. We have another Paris Flying Yankee, slightly smaller, different motif on it. The safety sled. This is the one we picked up in Ohio by Johnson and Company. National Coaster that we picked up at my friend's place. We have the clipper here. That's a very rare sled. We haven't cleaned that one up yet. We have the Harrisburg Telegraph sled, and I believe that was made by American Acme Company. It has a wood bumper on it, pretty old. But we know that just by the, if you can look there, we know that it's made by American Acme just by the scroll work on it and the pinstriping. And if we come over here, we have one tuxedo racer there. We have an Oxford here, and this is different than the other Oxford. I'll show you the other Oxford, but it has slightly different steering mechanism and front on it. We have, I believe this is a Paris cutter. No, I believe this is a Paris clipper, and I know that because you see it has that type of decoration on it, and that's typical of Paris sleds. We have a very old Sherwood bob. You can see Sherwood on it, bob, and that was the first ones that were produced. Behind it is, behind that you can see with the tag on it, that's going to be the Master Bomber. We have another very rare Paris sled that we will eventually restore, but it still has the flower on it. It still has most of the paint on it. That's a very rare one. Here's the Royal Racer. That was made by American Acme Company. I don't know, it doesn't have a stamp on it, but it was made for another company for sale, and I'm not sure who it is, but we'll find out. And then here's another Royal Racer made by a different company. This is made by Standard Novelty Works, and we know that because of that green scroll work and also the scroll work on the steering bar. This is a Lightning Guider. That is made by Standard Novelty Works. That's about 1905 to 1915. Here's another one. This is the red one. Behind it is another beautiful Lightning Guider with a wood bumper. This is the mono blade with a single blade on it. Single ski, excuse me. And then it has a mechanism where you can turn it from, you can pull those dual skis up. So it goes from a tri-ski to a mono ski. Hence the name mono blade. Here we have that C, Flexible Flyer 5C with the eagle and shield on it. Behind that, I think we have another Tux. And that one still has the stamps on it. That is a Tuxedo Racer C. And this is a American Acme mono blade. We can tell because it has the stamp on it. And it has these skis that were put on. And we saw those skis at Brian's place. He had a pair that were in the box, but this is what it looks like when they're mounted on the runner sled. Here's that other Oxford. It's funny because it was split on this side, and then this one's split on this side, and it has a slightly different front to it than the other one. Different motif. This one's in a little bit better condition. And here we have a Blue Streak Racer. This is pretty rare. This is the first one I've owned, and I would give that an A+ rating. It is in beautiful shape. And then we've got the sixes. We have underneath here, these are both the same type of six. They're exactly the same. This one is a little bit in better condition. You can see it still has a scroll work on it, and it has a lot of the label left. And it has pinstriping on the handlebars and on the bumper, and a little bit, it's a newer model as compared to this model here. You can see this has a different type of pinstriping. So this one's older. That one has a square bolt on it. This one has a round bolt. So this one is a little bit newer, but a very nice sled. We're inside my living room right now. There are 2 sleds that came from the auction that we haven't seen, and then I forgot there's 3 or 4 others that I had brought in immediately, so we'll look at those also. Okay, so this is a Champion. This was made by Kalamazoo Sled Company. I picked this guy up in Indiana, and they wanted to charge me $200, I mean almost $200 to ship it. So I drove an extra 2 hours out to pick it up, and the reason is, it is a very important sled. It's one of the only ones, I only have two that have this insignia champion on it still intact, and this is the only one I have with a wood bumper. So this is a very old sled. I would say it's pre-1920s. And then here we have a flexible flyer number 1G in, I mean, almost mint condition. And that cleaned up really nice. And that one, I saved about $80 to $100 on shipping, just driving 30 minutes on my route to pick it up. So that was a good deal. And then here we have the Tuxedo Racer. I did a separate video on this, but this one I picked up in Amsterdam, New York. This is that WHA Young America sled, 1855. And I was lucky enough to win this in auction. It did not go as high as I had expected because there is some damage to it. But for me, the deck is the most important part of it. I mean, how often can you come across a sled that says that's from 1855? And then here's the Mohican adult clipper sled. And you can see it has some serious hardware on it. And this probably dates from 1830s to 1870s just by the scroll work. I punched it into AI, and AI told me this type of scroll work from that era, it should be between the 1830s and 1860s, possibly 1870s. So, I mean, that makes sense. The hardware on it is serious. And it is a heavy sled. And then here we have a Paris Racer. This is a very rare sled. I was lucky enough to pick that up as part of a bulk buy. And you can see, remember I said that clipper sled in there was Paris because of the decoration on it? Well, this has the exact same type of decoration. So that's how I know that one's Paris. They're hard to tell. And then here's that ski. This is a mono ski. This was made in, I believe it was New Hampshire. And the company was a furniture company, and they eventually went out of business, but not before trying to diversify, and they built this ski sled. Well, it's been a few weeks since I got back from the trip, and I've been extremely busy, and I haven't had a chance to put together the videos together until this week. So they're all being rolled out. This is the last video of the series, episode 5. And this last segment, I just want to take time to thank everybody involved, everybody who waited for me to come out to them, that were holding my sleds, everybody that invited me into their home, that showed me their collection, allowed me to film, and you know who you are. I don't want to mention your names. Maybe you don't want your name mentioned, but I'm very grateful to all of you, and I'm also grateful to all the new friends that I met along the way. So thank you very much. I appreciate everything, and I also want to thank you, the viewers, for watching all of the videos and commenting and liking and encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I really don't know how I got into sled collecting. I was a sledder when I was young, and I remember one of my favorite Christmas gifts was a plastic steerable, it looked like a snowmobile sled. I mean, I was a child of the 80s and 90s, so we didn't have runner sleds back at that time. I've always been a collector, and I've collected different things, but why sleds? And I don't really know, except for the fact that I think that they're extraordinarily beautiful, and there's a lot of learning to be done about all these different companies that exist. I mean, we're discovering new companies. I mean, every couple of months there's a new company that pops up that we've never heard of, and we discover new sleds and we talk about it. So it's kind of a blue ocean in terms of discovery, and I appreciate that too. But I also feel that I was pushed into this by God, because once I started collecting again and really getting into it, I gave up a lot of the vices in my life, and I found direction and happiness. I was happy. I was happily married, but I mean, I found it made me, this hobby just took me away from all those vices and made me even happier than I already was. And it sounds, I'm sure it's odd to people who aren't believers, but I've prayed and I've asked, please let me know if I'm doing the right thing. I'm spending a lot of time on this, a lot of time, a lot of money, and I could be doing other things. And if this isn't what I should be doing, please help me to change course. And I've stayed on the course. I have, toned it back a little bit. I'm enjoying it just as much as I did when I first started. So I think that there's a reason for this. And I don't really know what my mission is, but I believe it's to continue to discover new sleds, document them, meet new people, and, tell the world about the history of sled manufacturing in America and how beautiful everything was back then, and also to try and bring sledding back to the population, to not only appreciate these pieces of art, but also appreciate the sport of sledding. Going outside, spending your days outside, embracing the cold, not huddled up inside and waiting for spring to come, but actually doing something and having good family enjoyment. I mean, having the moments with your family and friends, all those great memories that people have that they talk about when they're sledding, and it all comes flooding back to them, when the topic of sledding comes up. Every time I'm at a flea market and I sell sleds, people come and they just, even if they're not talking to me directly, they're talking to their friends, talking about how incredible it was and, how they almost died on the hill and this and this. But there was a lot of enjoyment, enjoying their hearts. And we need to bring that back to America. So maybe that's what my mission is. But I'm enjoying it. I love it. And thank you so much for watching. And please like and subscribe. And we'll do more videos soon. Take care.